In the 1990s and early 2000s, the primary economic commodity was access to information. If you got into a room like this, you had the same data as a CEO. We have moved past simple access. The cost of high-level reasoning has collapsed, as AI systems now perform the specialized processing that used to require a graduate degree. This creates a specific vulnerability, the time-wealth trap. Having the world's knowledge on a smartphone doesn't create value if the time spent on the device is decoupled from productivity. This graphic highlights the trap. In India, data usage has reached 35 gigabytes per person per month, the highest in the world. Yet this high consumption often lacks a focus on professional output. Raw data consumption is now a baseline activity. Creating wealth in this environment requires the ability to turn that data into actionable intelligence. Most modern jobs are defined by clerical overhead, the time spent manually moving data between systems, attending meetings to sync tasks, and managing human friction. When you quantify those billions of hours of coordination and data transfer, this collective inefficiency emerges as the single largest consumer of human labor in history. As the death of inefficiency graphic shows, AI targets these exact points of friction. The technology acts as a heat-seeking missile aimed at the manual steps that have traditionally propped up the white-collar workforce. This directly threatens roles that depend on rote execution. When a job is composed of predictable, manual steps, it becomes a liability for the employer and a candidate for replacement. A professional life defined by repeatable tasks is simply structured inefficiency, awaiting an algorithm. To understand why individual wages are stalling, we have to look at the organizational models that dominate the market. Traditional organizations are static. They operate on a model of low displacement, where increasing the work output requires a matching increase in the number of people hired. In these structures, the primary bottleneck is human speed. Engineering and operations are limited by how fast a person manually codes or processes a document. This comparison chart shows the financial result. Under the traditional organization column, the revenue per employee is static. When a firm relies on manual coding and keyboards, the value each worker creates remains flat over time. These legacy companies must hire 10 people to get 10 times the results. This linear math makes it impossible for an individual within the system to experience explosive wealth. The alternative is the AI-native organization, which decouples human headcount from total output. Look at the change in execution metrics in the AI-native column. Here, engineering output is up to 90. The machine handles the bulk of the creation, while humans provide the direction. In this model, professionals are elevated. They stop performing tasks and start managing the intelligent systems. Removing manual friction causes revenue per employee to skyrocket. This chart shows an exponential increase, from double to 10 times the baseline of a traditional worker. This is the operational logic behind firms like Meesho and Cred. They use small, highly leveraged teams to capture markets that used to require thousands of employees. The ultimate 10x value in this new economy comes entirely from governing the systems that perform the work. The data shows a widening gap between these two models. You either align with the exponential model or remain trapped in a stagnating, static career. Transitioning requires the apex predator strategy, a set of behaviors used by the top 1% of earners to maintain their leverage. Step 1 is radical self-education. Waiting for a company to offer a training program is a strategy for obsolescence. As the illustration of the rocket-powered book suggests, the timeline for learning has compressed. Mastering complex, high-value skills now happens in weeks, not years. Relying on an employer for your professional development has become a liability. Self-directed, rapid upskilling is the only reliable safety net. The next requirement is the crocodile mindset, the biological necessity for extreme adaptability. This means shifting focus instantly when an industry is disrupted, while maintaining a high strike rate on new, high-leverage opportunities. Finally, you must curate your growth circle, as shown here. Behavioral science confirms that your professional output will eventually match the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Audit your network. Surround yourself with people who have already transitioned to AI-native workflows, or your habits will continue to reflect a dying economic model. The divide is clear. You can continue managing inefficiency, or you can start managing intelligence.